the more games he plays, the better he will become. Pedrian's game is dribbling. Maybe they'll cross once a blue, but that's not their game. Hudson-Odoi is part of the best 11, led by Zad. You guys, I'm coming at you from a different angle here. I'm just dealing with a bit of a cold. That's why I look like if I am trying to cross the 7 seas. So don't be alarmed. But I promised you a full vid. And that is precisely what I'm going to give you. Best performance of the season by Chelsea. That's the lineup. Managers pray. They pray to be shown the new lineup. Shout out to my main man and Blue Lands TV, Nini FC. By far, not only the best Chelsea analyst on YouTube, an argument can be made that he's perhaps one of the best football analysts on YouTube. Obviously, I'm number one, but he's a close second. Look, I've got to rep myself, but one of the best football analysts on YouTube. Incredible guy. Because he said a lot of great things, but I want to go even further and look at players specifically and dissect what this player did. So guys, grab a meal or a super malt. Could come soon. Grab a meal, grab a drink, and just settle down. And this is for non-Chelsea fans. No. This is for non-Chelsea fans. People say, oh, you should rebrand it into a Chelsea channel. What are you mad? Is the Half of Football House. What does the tagline say? The home of football analysis. This is a footballing video that concerns Chelsea fans and non-Chelsea fans. So everybody's welcome, so you will listen. Press pause, grab a meal, grab a drink, and then press play. I'm going to start by the whole defensive thing. Christensen. An argument can be made that Christensen is the best central defender that Chelsea have. He just is. He ain't there yet. He needs to improve his concentration, improve the amount of mistakes that he makes to decrease the mistakes that he makes in games. But what you're seeing is the makings of what could be a top defender. And the only way you can become a top defender is by playing games. Because you're not going to do it in training, you're not going to do it in 5-a-side, you're not going to do it for 20 minutes. How you improve is by making mistakes. How you improve is by playing against the best, making those big mistakes so you know that, oh, all right, this is when not to move. This is when not to press. This is when to make a tackle. This is the kind of tackle to make. Okay, I've seen a pattern of these are the kinds of balls that are played to the striker. Now this is where I need to be to intercept, to get at extra yard ahead of him. You will only learn these things by playing games, playing matches, playing against top strikers, top midfielders, top playmakers, and learning the patterns of play that they have. And by learning the patterns of play that they have, that will therefore make you a better reader of the game. Because the key to what makes great defenders is not your tackling, your recovery. It's your reading of the game. Because if you have excellent reading of the game, you don't need to make a last-ditch tackle. You don't even need to make a sliding tackle because you get to the ball before someone else. But your reading of the game only improves by playing. But in Christensen, you're seeing a guy who he has the makings to be a great top-door defender. So the issue was, who do you partner him with? This is my thing about David Luiz. And this was proven again in this game. David Luiz is not a great defender. As far as defense, the discipline, the arts of defending, because it is a specific art, the art of defending, Luiz is just not a great defender. But I think this is even echoing what Blue Line says. I can see the importance that David Luiz brings into the team. This is 2019. We're not in 1999. It's not 79. Football has evolved. Football has got into a stage where everybody contributes. Everyone contributes. The defender has evolved. Also, when I was growing up, when you were a defender, all you did was to defend. So the thing about it is that the role that both of these defenders bring, Christensen and Luiz, is important. Christensen is the guy that I stay back, I defend, I do the whole defensive work. Luiz, I also do that defensive work, but I actually add to the midfield. I come into the midfield, I bring the ball forward, and I'm great on the ball, superb on the ball. and I know how to make that pass over the top. So what that does, it expands and makes Chelsea four-dimensional, because now it's not a case of, okay, midfielders pass, strikers finish, defenders defend. No, we now have a central defender who's now coming in from defense and adding to the numbers in midfield, and his distribution brings in the wide men into the game, because his distribution, as we've seen, in my view, on a penetrative tip, is better than Jorginho. It's probably better than most midfielders out there. So it just makes Chelsea, as I say, four-dimensional, makes them a lot deeper, a lot more detailed, and does not make them flat and predictable. When you have a defender who can ping balls from there. So that's how we have in defense. With regards to Emerson, as I said again, Emerson will only improve by game, similar to Christensen. Emerson, I don't think he's a great wing back, but maybe he could be. And the only way that we can know about that is if he has a run of 5, 6, 7 games where he plays those games. Alonso shouldn't sniff the pitch. Alonso is useless. Emerson's worst game is still better than anything that Alonso has done this season. Alonso is useless. So with Emerson, literally, as if the only way that you don't play Emerson is if he's unfit or injured. But if he's fit, because whatever you get from Emerson, mistakes or whatever, it ain't going to be anything close to the trash that Alonso brings. And I think what Emerson brings to you, legs. Because you have a guy who is sharper on the ball, can get to the byline, covers the width of that left-hand side, and has the mobility and the engine to make Chelsea effective in an offensive sense. Because remember, this is 2019. Wing backs are essential. The use of wing backs are essential. You cannot rely on everything on the attack wing, and especially if you've got Zad who plays out on the left, who isn't necessarily an old school traditional winger. You do need a wing back who can get to that byline, because again, it gives Zad options of, do I go to play the 1-2 in the middle, or do I draw in a defender and hit the ball on the overlap in the last minute so to get Emerson the best possible chance to get a good cross into the box. That's what you're trying to bring into this whole thing. Trying to bring this thing into the whole thing. So that's why Emerson rides. Loftus-Cheek. England's future looks bright. England's future is bright because I'm a big fan of Loftus-Cheek. Ross Barkley is a classy brick. That's what he is. Now, I don't mean that offensively. That's just me being as well as 3 crack addicts. He's a classy brick. I don't understand how a classy brick sits ahead of a really talented young player in Loftus-Cheek. Because what Loftus-Cheek has is athleticism, upper body strength, technique, ball control, balance on the ball, bringing it forward, a sharpness, and my God, this guy can finish. So when you put all these things together, that is the recipe of your ideal attacking midfielder, because that is an essential part of making this Chelsea system work. Because the issue that you've had with Barkley is, who is the midfielder that combines with the attack? Who's the guy that is picking the ball up from midfield and trying to take out opposing players from their position? You need to have an effective midfielder that breaks from midfield. Kante and Jorginho keep the midfield in check. And Kante does break from midfield as well, but you need somebody who is naturally adept in the offensive sense. That's what Loftus-Cheek is. You could just say that he is naturally adept in offensively bringing the ball forward. And again, this is going to be a recurring theme. The more games he plays, the better he will become. Sorry, are you listening? I will say it one last time. I'm going to say it about 4 or 5 more times in this post-match. The more matches he plays, the better he will become. Loftus-Cheek will not improve by being on the bench. He will not be improved by being played 50 minutes. He will only be improved where playing for the full game. He has a bad game, he'll learn from it. Play him in the next game. Another bad game, he'll learn from it. Play him in the next game. Now, if he has like 3 bad games, okay, stay on the bench. But I don't think you'll get that with Loftus-Cheek, because this guy is too talented. And this will be a recurring thing. The longer he plays, the better chemistry he will form with the front three, because then he will now have a sixth sense, telepathic understanding of, I know the kind of balls they want. Because the only way you form a great chemistry, the only way that you make one-touch football work is by chemistry. The only way chemistry works are by playing multiple games together. That's how you build an understanding. This isn't football, this is simple biology. Okay? Like if you're in a relationship, you don't know the woman after 2 months. After 4 months, 5 months, after a year, you know them. Then you can say, all right, let's get married or let's just live together if you don't believe in marriage. So time is important. Time is important in getting to know things, getting used to things. This is a very important thing. So, I'm going to leave until last. Giroud, because I'm picking all the guys who've been on the periphery here just to really go in. Giroud, don't judge Giroud by his goals. You heard what I said? I'll say one last time. Don't judge Olivier by his goals. Giroud helps the team. Giroud makes the team more effective. A very strong argument can be made. If France don't have Giroud at the World Cup, they don't win the World Cup. Because it's not about his goals. Because Giroud wasn't Stefan Giroud in 92, who was useless. Giroud's presence, his ability to bring guys into the game, his intelligence of knowing when to do the one touch, knowing when to plug the ball in, knowing the timing on the ball, waiting on the pass, his awareness, this is his greatest trait, his awareness of what is around him is key. Because guys, this is all about trying to win a game. It's not about, oh my gosh, my striker hasn't scored, therefore he's on the bench. No. Okay, fine, your striker hasn't scored. Has he helped the team win? If he's helped the team win, keep him on the pitch. You have to evolve. If you look at things in a binary sense of striker must score, if he doesn't score, on the bench. Yeah, but your striker helped the midfielder score. No. I don't care whether the striker helped the midfielder score and he helped us win. The striker doesn't score, he must go on the bench. Let me try another striker to see if he scores. No. All that matters is winning. Whatever gets you to win wins. That has been the criticism of Benzema, but as many Real Madrid fans would say, Benzema helps the team to be effective. Benzema helps the team to win, and all that matters is winning. This is about winning. That is the only drug we're on. That is the only weed that we're smoking. That is the only sconteriga that we put in our nostrils. Say no to drugs. I don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Say no to flipping drugs. So that's what we're doing here. Giroud, when you look at Giroud in that game, it just gives the team a better balance, because what you have is a presence in there. And what you have is but the ability of putting balls into the box, so that something's going to happen. Even you look at that chance that Zad should have put away with his left foot. Giroud's height, aerial ability and presence created the commotion where that ball fell to Zad. You don't get that with Morata. You don't get that with Higuain. Giroud simply works for this team in a structural basis. And if it works, keep it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, and that's why for me, like I've been sometimes critical of Giroud, like, because I've got to reevaluate whether Giroud is a brick. Because I think, in a sense, he is a brick. And I would say that essentially he is a brick, but he's a useful brick. And you can have bricks that are useful. That is a thing. You can have bricks that are useful, and Giroud is a useful brick. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Callum. Shocking. April, so August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, It took till April, 8 months, for Hudson-Odoi to have his first start of the season. That's embarrassing and that is disgraceful. But let's just put that to one side. Hudson-Odoi plays like a traditional winger. And in that sense, by playing as a traditional winger, he complements Giroud very well, which is what led to the opening goal. And I'm sure Morata would have hoped that Hudson-Odoi played more games so that he could end. Because what do strikers want? They want supply. They want people who can cross the ball into the box. Pedro and Willian don't do that. Pedrian don't do that. That's not Pedrian's game. Pedrian's game is dribbling. Maybe they'll cross once in a blue moon, but that's not their game. But in Hudson-Odoi, you're seeing a player who is direct. There is a directness to his play. Pedro is not direct whatsoever. He does not run in a straight line. Willian can do it, but Willian's decision making is so abhorrent and so inconsistent. You just don't know what he's going to do, and sometimes he just makes ill-advised decisions. But Hudson-Odoi is consistent in what he's trying to do in a game, and this was a toughish one for him because you're going up against a very defensive team that was not giving you a lot of space. But you still saw he kept on trying, he kept on probing, because that's the key thing when you're a winger. Key thing of football, especially when you're a winger, make mistakes. The whole point of football is it's problem solving. And when you're problem solving, you're going to run into the brick walls many times. But all you need is just that one break. Because remember, this isn't a game or 10-5, 10-6, 10-8. 1 or 2 goals win the game. So all you need is that one clean break that leads to a goal, and boom, you're in a great situation. So when you just look at what Hudson-Odoi brought into this game, it's what Chelsea need. They need that outlet. They need that dude that can bring that thing to the table. That's what they need. It's me being real. So what they need. So Sarri has no arguments whatsoever to not start Hudson-Odoi. You have no arguments whatsoever because you've given Pedrian way more chances than they deserve. And have they really repaid you? Have they really repaid you? So I think all in all, man, that's why you have to say to yourself, why did it take this long for this lineup to happen? Because when you look at this team, there is an understanding. There is a chemistry. And I always go back to this. Similar quickly with Hudson-Odoi, he will only get better if he plays more games. So if he now starts on the bench next game, all this good work that has been done in this game will go to waste. To build upon this performance, you've got to start him in the next game, and the next game, and the next game. Because the more games he starts, the better he will be, the more confidence he will have in, like, my gosh, I'm now a starter for Chelsea at such a young age. And it's not a thing of like, oh my gosh, you're so young, should you be starting? He deserves to start. Because remember, a meritocracy doesn't discriminate based on your age. A meritocracy is a meritocracy. A meritocracy is why Jadon Sancho is starting for Dortmund. Okay? He's not starting for Dortmund because, oh man, he's starting for Dortmund because he deserves to start based on a meritocracy. Is who are the best 11 players. Callum Hudson-Odoi is part of the best 11. Loftus-Cheek is part of the best 11. Emerson is part of the best 11. Christensen is part of the best 11. That's just how it is. So, but when you just look at just the way the team played, so when a team is playing one-touch football and creating space and moving forward and gaining ground with one-touch football, that shows understanding. You cannot play one-touch football if your team doesn't have an understanding and chemistry, because one-touch football means that before I receive the ball, I already know where you're going to be. And one-touch football is how you break teams down. The defenses like you to have time on the ball. They like players to spend a lot of time on the ball and look and try and figure things out, because it now gives them time to run, know, and look through. But if you're playing one-touch football and it's very quick, that's very hard to defend, because things are happening so quickly. So you don't have time to track the run behind you. You don't have time to track anything. So that's what it is. So I just think that for Chelsea, it's about building upon this. Putting in diagonal runs. Giving Zad much more of a free role. urging hudson-odoi to make runs from deep and maybe runs into the box. But again, it's about, like, this is the team. This is the squad. This is now a team that should come together and say, okay, we now know each other. This is our 11. And the more and more we play with each other, the greater we will come, because a Europa League is in sight. Now, people call me crazy nuts. How can you open that big mouth of his and say that Chelsea can win the Europa League? First of all, that's very rude. Can I live? Can I live? Can I live? With this lineup, if they continue to improve with this lineup and with Zad doing his thing, because remember, it's a nice cake. Zad is the icing on the cake. You cannot have great cake without icing on the cake. So with Zad being the playmaking, creative instigator, we're right. Oh no, I've got to address this. So people will say, it's Brighton, relax, chill. I get it, 100%. It is Brighton whatsoever. I promise you, if Pedrian played in this game and was back in that midfield, Chelsea either draw to Brighton, or if they win, it's a poor performance. As it was against Cardiff City, where that was a crap performance, and they stole that game. 3 points, but they stole that game because that was a crap performance by Chelsea. The key thing about it, where you need to focus, is this was a performance. This was a performance. And this was a team that are fully in chemistry. And this is the first time these guys have played together. First time these guys have played together. So that just shows how crazy it is. So, see, if Sarri in the next game doesn't go with this lineup, I'd sack him. I don't know about you guys, but I personally would sack him and say, you're sacked, you're not allowed in football for at least 6 years. I'd probably put you in prison, but let's just be nice. Get the hell out for 6 years. There is zero excuse for him to not go forth with this lineup henceforth. If everybody's fit in this 11, this is the 11 that you start with, and you build an understanding and chemistry, because I remember, guys, Europa League is in sight. That trophy can be got. Because before I was like, can they get the trophy? That trophy with this team led by Zad. That trophy can be won. It's all he wants. It's all he wants. Call me this, call me that. I'm HH. I'm still here. I'll always be here. It's your boy HH. I live, I ride. I'm trying to live. Hopefully I'll live. Please, just try and live. Because I can see the future in this team. I can see that sex in this team. I can see... They can get the Europa League. But sorry, keep this team. Let them grow the chemistry, grow the understanding, grow their linking with each other. Great things can happen. Thanks for watching the video. Now think about becoming a Football Hot patron by pledging an amount each month, and then gain access to exclusive content only on the Football Hot patron page. Peace. Head over to the official site at halffootballhot.com, or just click over here.